From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is TrojanVision Weekly.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Weekly. We're glad you joined us for this look at what's happening in and around Troy University. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Well, members of the Troy Dance Department are dancing their way to Italy. They are wrapping up rehearsals this week in preparations for a packed schedule in the European nation. Lauren Harkson has the details.
The Troy Dance Department is leaping to new heights and places. After an adjunct professor from Italy named Andrea Forelli taught the dancers, she provided a new opportunity from her side of the globe.
We are going to be a part of the DAP festival in Italy, which is going to be like an intensive kind of thing where we take classes all day long and then we actually get to perform. We're taking 6 pieces that will be set on pieces of art in the streets of Italy, and then we'll also get to see the culture there and get to perform and meet artists and audition for things. It's a huge opportunity as a dancer.
To prepare for the DAP Festival in Italy, many Troy dance majors have spent up to 10 hours a day here in Long Hall rehearsing for the dance showcase.
I think I'm most excited for the performance opportunities. We're going to be doing the pieces around different locations outside in Pietrasanta. There are a lot of works of art around the city, and that's where we're going to be setting our work.
In addition to the performance showcase, the dancers have the opportunity to take class from teachers with different cultures and backgrounds.
We get to take class from a guy from Denmark who teaches ballet, and then also I think there's one from like France that we're taking ballet from, and then people from the US. So it's going to be not just different styles, but different cultures and where they come from changes and alters how they do class.
One particular company director named Sebastian Kloborg will be choosing dancers from the festival to travel and perform.
You will perform we have a gala the last week. There's 2 full weeks, and then at the last night there will be a gala, and that piece will be performed. And then also I believe he's actually going to travel the piece to Copenhagen.
The Troy dancers will be in Pietrasanta, Italy from June 17th until July 2nd. Lauren Harkson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The Sound of the South is known for performing some impressive shows. However, this week the band was teaching how to put on a show. Paige Weeks has the details.
Tuesday morning marked day 3 of the 2017 Sound of the South Music and Leadership Camp, for which campers from all across the South traveled to participate. The camp is open to instrumentalists, percussionists, drum majors, and auxiliary members. Director of Bands Mark Walker says the camp is not only a fun time for students, but is also a great recruitment tool for the Sound of the South as well as Troy University.
We have all these students on campus, and as you know, one of our best recruiting tools is our campus, our beautiful, gorgeous campus. And so we get these students on our campus, and they're able to look around and interact with the campus. They interact with our college students in the band program. They get to eat in the dining hall. They get to participate in many of our activities, and so they see what a great place this is.
However, plans haven't gone quite as smoothly as what was hoped for due to recent rainy weather that resulted in location changes as well as plan alterations.
That's been a big challenging thing, but we come in here, and if we need to split people up into groups to work better, then that's what we do. And they're still very supportive, they're encouraging, then they're ready to go whenever they can, so that makes the challenges that much better.
And despite the rain and the location changes, that has not kept the Sound of the South's Leadership Camp's color guard from keeping the flags spinning.
They have such a great attitude that it doesn't even affect us in a bad way that we're having to not do things the way that we originally intended, because we're still getting to help them, and they see that and they still appreciate that.
The camp will run until Thursday, June 15th, and on that day, each different group will demonstrate all that they have learned throughout the week during a closing performance. Paige Weeks, Troy, TrojanVision News.
A new batch of freshmen will be ushered into Troy University on August 16th. However, before they can dine in the dining hall, take classes in Patterson Hall, and cheer on the football team at games, they must go through orientation sessions known as Impact. Donna Robinson shows us how student impact leaders are getting ready.
All high school students who plan on attending college have the typical college freshman nerves. On Wednesday afternoon, we got an insight of the training that goes into the leaders that help make this process a little easier for those freshmen.
Just really want to make sure that we understand everything that has to do with curriculum in order to register the students coming in and answer any questions that they possibly would have. We really just want to be the best face forward for Troy.
During these impact orientation sessions, the leaders hope the students will learn the basic essentials to be successful at Troy University.
Coming to Impact, we're just supposed to, show them how the campus works and what goes on, how to go to the dining hall, how to get books, how to, register for classes, and just whatever you need to know in order to come to college, just so that they're prepared for everything.
Though the impact sessions are a lot of information, the learning and the help from these impact leaders do not end after those sessions.
What's so great about being an impact leader is students will remember you on campus, and so just how they come through. We're going to be here on campus taking classes throughout all of the semesters following. So anytime they see a impact leader on campus, they'll be able to ask them any sort of questions or, ask for any kind of advice that they may possibly need.
As someone who has been through the impact session before, Howell has one key piece of advice.
I would definitely just say come in with an open mind and be willing to get out of your comfort zone. We're going to really try to build a lot of relationships with people in their impact sessions. We're going to have a lot of fun games to get them excited. And so I would just say that this is the very first thing that you're going to do coming to college. So make it a great opportunity. Reach out to other people, make relationships, and just come in with a positive attitude so then you walk out feeling great about where you're coming to school in the fall.
Donald Robinson, Troy TrojanVision News.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll take a look at some of the camps and competitions bringing high schoolers to Troy this summer. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let's party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let us party for the night. We've been hanging on for quite some time. It's gonna be a very long night, and I got everything, so now I feel right. If you're ready, then let us party for the night.
Hey, if you want to be a part of something vibrant, active, and exciting to do every day at Troy University, maybe you should be a part of Troy TrojanVision News.
If you somehow haven't heard, TrojanVision News is Troy University's student-produced, student-run daily television newscast.
Want to be on television? You can do that here.
Want to meet people and tell their stories? We've got that.
Want to be a part of a team that puts on a live, fast-paced television program 3 times a day? We have that too.
Already doing stuff with video and you want to learn more? We can help you out.
If you're a broadcast journalism student, you really need to be involved with TrojanVision.
Like really need to be involved. Your future depends on it.
You don't even have to be a broadcast student. There's a pretty high cool factor in doing this stuff.
A lot of our predecessors even met their wives or husbands here, so the social possibilities are pretty extensive.
Not to mention TrojanVision graduates work all over the country for places like CNN,
NBC News,
the Weather Channel,
and the NFL Network.
Anyway, speaking of famous graduates, we're graduating in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've got jobs and internships to get to.
And somebody has to replace us at this news desk. Why not you?
Visit the studios on the first floor of Wallace Hall.
Track down this guy, Aaron Taylor, and he'll hook you up.
If you're interested in television news, and if you're a student enrolled on Troy University's Troy campus, you qualify to get involved at Troy TrojanVision. See Aaron Taylor, Production Coordinator, 141 Lorraine B. Wallace Hall. Now back to Troy TrojanVision News Weekly.
The road to the state 4-H competition ran through Troy as competitors from across the Wiregrass were on campus for the regional 4-H roundup. Vanikia Daniels has all the action.
Thursday kicked off a 2-day competition on Troy University's campus where 156 4-H members from the southeastern counties presented their winning projects against other contestants in the regional competition.
Today we're here for what we call the 4-H Regionals at Troy University. It's an event for youth between the ages of 9 and 18 here, competing in various competitions from public speaking to woodworking to cooking competitions.
For Timberly Stevenson, who participated in the baked goods category, completed her project independently while also practicing proper safety techniques with her mom.
The baked goods, it's where you bake a cake from scratch, a bread from scratch, and cookies from scratch. And you have to do it alone, so like the only help I got from my mom, we have this little mixer thing, and that's all she did, and put stuff in the oven and out the oven.
While many of the 4-H contestants are hoping to take home one of these, Judge Heather LaGrange just hopes that they take home a life lesson of making their best better.
Well, in 4-H, we're all about teaching young people life skills that will they will carry with them throughout their life, whether that be public speaking, they're learning how to cook. There are adults today who don't know how to cook or boil water, and that is what 4-H is all about, is teaching young people life skills and how they can be successful when they become an adult.
The contestants 14 and over that place in the regionals are invited to the state competition in July. Vanikia Daniels, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
Students with disabilities from across the state were in Troy for the annual Alabama Governor's Youth Leadership Forum, and all their hard work paid off with a graduation ceremony. Paige Weeks has the story.
Thursday afternoon, the Alabama Governor's Youth Leadership Forum wrapped up its 5-day event with a celebratory lunch and graduation ceremony. Dr. Joel Willis says the graduation certificates will benefit the delegates' futures as they begin looking for jobs.
It's me, they've completed this program, and that will help on their resume or in other areas when they go out into the workforce. Again, you know, what we're working with transition students who are juniors and seniors in high school who are going to transition from school system to the private sector and work.
One important lesson that the delegates learned was how to become a leader and all of the different characteristics a leader would need to possess.
If you look like around the boards, we have what we call a being up there, and they've traced around one person. You know what they'll do? They've got this big silhouette, and on a daily basis, they'll go back over their leadership training, and they'll say, "Did you notice anything in this area where we've shown? What did we show? We showed respect." We put that inside the being, and if someone has not shown people respect, we put that on the outside.
And although this week was for promoting self-advocacy and leadership skills, for the delegates, it wasn't all work.
We just had a blast, and we were able to relate to each other in ways that people don't quite really understand. So it was really fun. I had a wonderful time.
And between the work and play, the lessons learned at the YLF have given delegates a freedom and opportunity to not worry about the future, but to look forward to it.
I'm actually going to college in the fall, and this was really eye-opening in terms of what needed to happen before I got there and things that are in place for me to do so.
Delegates were awarded certificates of achievement and had their pictures taken after the event. Paige Weeks, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
In the brick-walled lower galleries of the Johnson Center for the Arts, new artwork is on display. This artwork is part of a new exhibit called Light Source, Oil Paintings by Barbara Davis. Nathaniel Rodriguez gives us a look at the exhibit.
A new exhibit has been opened in the Johnson Center for the Arts' lower galleries. The exhibit is called Light Source, Oil Paintings by Barbara Davis, an artist from Montgomery. According to exhibit coordinator Wiley White, Davis's paintings take inspiration from objects found in everyday life.
What she was looking for was to find the source, any source of beauty in the world that she's painting to paint those sources of beauty. And for example, children, flowers, beautiful landscapes. That's what she loves to do.
While Davis's artwork features a wide range of subject matter, White says there is one type of painting that characterizes Davis's style.
And she's primarily known for her gorgeous clouds. When you see one of you can tell a Barbara Davis painting if it's a landscape, the clouds give it away. She's just an expert at that.
And despite being born and raised in Montgomery, Davis also has a personal connection to the Johnson Center and its history.
Her father used to work in this building, and when it was the post office. She was very excited. When I called her and asked her to show here, I said, "Now, Barbara, it's a lower level, and you know the atmosphere down there." She said, "I love it." She said, "That's exactly the place I'd love to have my show."
Davis's oil paintings will be on display in the lower galleries until July 15th.
We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll meet some of the people that make up the fabric of Troy University. Their stories are coming up right after this.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
Although it's a relatively new compared to its counterpart in the Department of Theater and Dance, Troy's dance department has built up a strong reputation for putting on good shows, and part of that reason is the faculty teaching in the program. Lauren Harkson introduces us to one of those instructors.
Dominique Angel is a ballet instructor at Troy University who has been dancing since she was 7 years old. After being exposed to the arts by her father, who was a violinist in the National Symphony Orchestra, Angel got free tickets to the Nutcracker and fell in love.
When the symphony orchestra was on break, many of the musicians, including my father, would be playing in the pit for ballet companies, and they got free tickets. So I got to go, and that was it.
After dancing for over 18 years at elite ballet companies such as the Joffrey School of Ballet in New York and Miami City Ballet, Angel decided to settle down and teach, which helps her express her love for the arts.
Because I love this field so much, I feel that when I'm in class, it just comes out of me how much I love it. And then at certain times, I see the group of people begin to love it just as much as I do.
Angel found herself teaching here after receiving none other than a Facebook message from a Troy University student's mother.
I had one young lady whose name was Maddie Anderson, and one day, again, randomly, I get a Facebook message from her mother saying that maybe I might consider coming to Troy University because there was an opening for a ballet instructor.
Angel began teaching at Troy in 2014 and knew she found where she belonged.
I fell in love again with the students, and just the whole department was just so wonderful. So there really wasn't any question of why would I be here. Just, I'm going to be here. I want to be here.
Angel is currently choreographing pieces for the Troy Dance Theater to perform in Italy later this month. Lauren Harkson, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
There are many different ways a college student can choose to spend their time outside of class. Some view it as a time to kick back and relax, and some take full advantage of the opportunities offered by on-campus organizations. Anna Kate Patterson introduces us to a young man who is attempting to live college life to the fullest.
Often, college students are stereotyped as lazy young people who watch Netflix and party. Jonas Marquez, a junior communications major at Troy University, is working to beat that stereotype. Here's how.
I think it's super important to get involved on campus. If you come on campus and you don't really have much to do, then you become very bored, and your college experience really isn't living to its fullest. If you really want to get the greatest possible college experience, you want to get more involved, want to get into different clubs, different organizations, and it really enhances your college experience.
Marquez is involved in 4 on-campus organizations, has a leadership position in 2 of those, and is a freshman orientation leader this summer.
I'm in Alpha Tau Omega, the fraternity. I participate in the soccer club here. I'm a part of UAC, Also, I lead worship for Pursuit Ministries, and that's a new campus ministry that is on Troy.
Marquez is the chaplain for ATO and the worship leader for Pursuit Ministries. These titles give him opportunities to practice and prepare for his future.
I want to be a youth pastor. That's my goal. That's my plan. I love going on international mission trips. I've been to Guatemala about 6 or 7 times. I go to an orphanage there. I also have my sights set on different places. I've been to Mexico, been to Costa Rica, been to Jamaica, and I want to go to Kenya, Israel, Brazil, just a bunch of different places around the world.
While working as an impact leader this summer, Marquez says he is looking forward to meeting the incoming freshmen and helping them get to know the heart of Troy University. Anna Kate Patterson, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
It's time for our last break. When we return, we'll learn about this year's Summer Spotlight on Theater and Dance. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Can we get strawberries?
Okay.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
Troy University's Department of Theater and Dance offers youngsters the chance to shine in the spotlight in a series of camps this summer. Learn about this year's Summer Spotlight in this week's Trojan Talk. Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Today we'll be learning about Summer Spotlight here at Troy University. And my guest today, the organizer, Tori Averett. Tori, thanks for joining me here today.
Thanks for having me.
And Summer Spotlight has become an annual tradition here at the summer where children of all ages get a chance to experience theater and dance from the Department of Theater and Dance here at Troy University. Tell us a little bit about the camp itself.
Summer Spotlight, we are in our 9th year, so we're really excited that it has become sort of a staple and a tradition on campus and in the community and in the state and region, actually. People know what it means now. Are you going to Summer Spotlight this year? So we're in our 9th year, and we're excited for the success that we've had so far. We have 3 different camps that we host here on the Troy campus. We have Spotlight on Dance. Okay. And then that's for ages 8 through 12. We have the Creative Drama Camp for ages 4 through 13. And then we have our Performance and Tech and Management Intensives for high school and college students. So we're just excited to, like you said, be able to share theater and dance from all angles with all types of people.
And for about a month-long period there, the campus is full of students that are learning about the craft.
Yes.
But one of the things about it is a lot of the kids involved in this aren't necessarily the theater and dance kids, right? I mean,
right.
And that's one of the attractive things about this camp is they get a taste of it.
Right.
And you've seen over the years how that maybe has changed some perspectives of some of these kids that have come to the camp.
Absolutely. You know, we say all the time that not all the schools that these kids go to, you know, particularly the elementary and middle school students, they don't all have dedicated theater and dance programs at their schools. So sometimes this camp is the only taste that they get throughout the year. And to watch the effects on students whose confidence is built, they're finding their creative voice, they're expressing themselves, they're performing and standing and talking in front of people. people, not to mention the community that we're building among these young people. For the older students, we're seeing them focus. Maybe they have a high school or middle school program that they've come through, but we're seeing them focus, again, their creative voices, their expressive skills. Not all of them will go on to have careers or study theater and dance in college or beyond, but we're watching the things that are inherent in the performing arts about communication, community expression, and voice and clarity of voice. We're seeing all of that just sharpen in all of these children from ages 4 up, you know?
And of course, something else that you're seeing is the return on investment. You're seeing that these kids, 9 years it's been going on, and you're seeing it affect a lot of students, and even to the fact that some of them are coming back, and that you're used to that. You've had a lot of former students come back, but you're seeing some even younger students now wanting to come back and help out, right?
Yes, it's sort of incredible, this generational thing that's happening to our Summer Spotlight, that we have children who've been with us for 9 years. They've come every year. We've had several students over the years who began with us as little ones, graduated up to the intensive, and now are majoring in theater or dance at Troy. Some have gone on to other places, but to know that we've seen them, you know, come through that way. The other thing that's really cool is we have several alumni who come back, graduates of Troy, who come back to teach or assist or otherwise help us with Summer Spotlight because it had an effect or an impact on them while they were, you know, in school and at Troy.
And so, and in each of these camps, they get the opportunity, and sometimes the first opportunity to get involved, including, you know, the dance. Some of these students, they come there with no experience whatsoever, but it's fun, you know, and a lot of the activities are just fun, just learning basic techniques. We're not talking hardcore ballet stuff. We're talking about, you know, just dancing around having some fun, right?
Right, yeah. Really, we've done a really good job, I think, of maintaining this idea that it's supposed to be welcoming and inviting, and it's not competitive. We want it to be a high-quality artistic experience for these young people, regardless of their age or background. But the point is that we try to make it an individualized experience for wherever that young person is. Whatever they're bringing, we try to meet them where they are and give them a positive experience within a really strong, structural, high-quality artistic environment.
Yeah, because it is, even though it is a camp, it does meet the educational standards of theater and dance.
Yes.
That, as a matter of fact, some of the students are actually, you know, learning to educate through
yes,
this.
and we have an extensive planning process for our staff, most of whom are Troy University students, theater and dance students or education students, theater education majors, and we go through a mentored process of planning where they look at the national standards for arts education, and they have to document and they have to create and evaluate for these students. So it's a really rigorous planning process. So it meets a lot of criteria for a legitimate experience. And the whole thing is really fun. It's fun to experiment. It's fun to plan together. The staff has great community and communication, and I mean the whole thing is, I don't know, Summer Spotlight. People can't wait for it because of the camaraderie and the quality and the fun that we have.
And if they can't wait for it, they want to register. How can they register? So.
Okay, so there are several ways that you can register. You can go onto our departmental website, which is troytheater.org.
Okay.
You can also go to troy.edu and click on Summer Camps, which is under the Outreach tab, and there's several, this option is there, but several other Troy University camps are there as well. So that's a way. You can also call 334-808-6142. That's the Department of Theater and Dance office, and request information in that way. We're in Malone Hall on the Troy campus, so you can just drop by and see us, bring your application, but all the materials you need can be found online, or we can send them to you through an email.
All right, well, good luck with this year's camp, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Aaron.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's what happened on the second week of June 2017. To find out what's happening throughout the week, you can tune into Troy TrojanVision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30 Monday through Thursday, or by any time by following us on Twitter at Troy TV News. Also, feel free to like our Troy TrojanVision News fan page on Facebook to see links to online content from Troy TrojanVision News. We hope you join us again next week for another edition of Troy TrojanVision Weekly. Hope you have a good week.